Ian, when you stood in the rings, most people would never dare to step into. You've knocked men out in seconds, but outside the ring, there's always something that hits harder than any punch. What was the moment in your life that brought you to your knees, and how did you stand back up from it?
Okay, the biggest one was my father when he passed. I thought I'd be the strongest. I put my hand up to do the eulogy, all that sort of stuff. And I was actually probably the worst. I know Mum would have felt it more than anybody, but she was probably the strongest. It taught me a lot about men and women, how resilient women are and do what they need to do. And it's the first time I really lost. And I had this sound in my head. It was like this constant sound. And Dad was there, people would try and give you advice, but there was a couple of close people close to me. And there was Chris Cole and Michael Watt, and they basically said a couple of words that, like when Chris said to me, he goes, I asked him to come and help me because he used to be a psychologist, and he said, mate, when you're thinking of your dad and you're in that state, he's with you, and that calmed me. But then Michael Watt, he turned around and he had someone very close to him, I won't say who and why because of the personal stuff, but died. And I never knew why. He never laughed at parties, never joked or anything, in the early days, and it was because he'd lost someone really close to him. And he said to me, he goes, every night I go to sleep, I send them love and they send it back. He goes, try it. And I went to bed that night and I sent love to Dad, and it just went bang, and it hit me. You can't stop love. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that helped me. That was probably my biggest one. The other one was, from the age of 4, I wanted to be world champion. I did all that. I wanted to be world champion, had a voice to help the world. And I wanted to look after Mum and Dad. I knew they were working 2 and 3 jobs. I knew to be world champion, to have a voice, I had to be world champion and to help. I devoted my whole life to it. Broken promises, all this sort of stuff, and I basically ended up 80 grand in debt. Lost my wife, lost my house, lost everything, similar sort of thing, right? And my whole life was that. And like, I honestly was very close to suicide. If it wasn't for my mother and my son, I wouldn't be here because I wouldn't leave them with it. But from that came the strongest points of my life. I ended up moving overseas, becoming a millionaire, found the true values in life. But the thing for me is just never give up, never stop. Surround yourself with the people that matter. They're the people that matter. Don't listen to the white noise of the people that say stuff that's not right or wrong. And time tells all truth. I call it the 11th commandment. Time tells all truth. If you just sit in your space, and trust is proven, never said. And the people that do that, surround yourself with them because they'll be there. And then you do the same for others. But my strongest battles have definitely been outside the ring, not inside the ring. But the values of that, like I said before, the harder the battle, the greater the glory. And when you come from that place, you get to share that with others. And that's probably been what I can give for that. Yeah.